Nithyanandam, welcome back to today's session of Nithyananda Yoga. So today we are going to be continuing with the Prathama Vinyasa Krama Yoga, sequence 1. So let us start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Please fold your hands into the Anjali Mudra in front of your chest. Close your eyes. Sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. And visualize Swamiji in your inner space. नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Now let us chant the Shiva Mula Mantra 11 times. We'll be chanting it out loud, but please chant it internally. Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha. 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 And now, let us perform the ritualistic cleansing. Please take your Panchapatram, the traditional cup and spoon filled with water. And now, place your hands in the Gokara Mudra. So with your right hand, you are going to slightly bend your index finger and cup your palm slightly, and place one udharini of water in your palm. And with the mantra, you are going to drink the water. So you please chant the mantra internally along with us. Om Atma Tattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Place another udharini of water in your palm. Om Vidya Tattvam Shodhayami Swada. Place another udharini of water. Om Shiva Tattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Now wash your hands with one udharini of water. And with the mantra, you are going to be wiping your lips from right to left 2 times. Om Hamrdhyaya Namaha. Wash your hands. And now with your 4 fingers, you are going to be, with your 3 fingers, you are going to be touching your upper lip and your lower lip. Wash your hands. And now with your thumb and your index finger, please touch your right nostril, your left nostril. With your thumb and your ring finger, please touch your right eye, your left eye, and your right ear and your left ear. Wash your hands. And now with your thumb and your little finger, please touch your navel center, your right chest, your left chest. And with all the fingers together, please touch the top of your head, your right shoulder, your left shoulder, and your heart center. And now let us chant the Sankalpa. With the Sankalpa mantra, please visualize what you want to manifest today. Holding on to the visualization that whatever you want to manifest has already become a reality. And whatever it is, it may be in the yoga asanas you want to have a breakthrough. It may be something in your career, in your health, wealth, relationship, whatever it is, visualize that it has already happened and hold on to this strong sankalpa while chanting the Sankalpa mantra. So please place your right palm on top of your left palm and place both palms on your right thigh. ॐ ममोपात समस्त दुरितक्षद्वारा भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव प्रीत्यर्थम च अद्य पूर्वोक्त एवं गुण विशेषेण विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभदितो पूर्ण आरोग्य युक्त धृतगात्र यौगिक शरीर सिद्ध्यर्थम परमशिव शक्ति आविष्करणार्थम नित्यानंद योगाभ्यासम करिष्ये. Now wash your hands with 1 udharini of water. Om apapaprishyam. And now we are ready to enter into the sequence of Nithyananda Yoga. And before we begin, just a quick reminder that today's yoga practice is for general wellness and education only. Please listen to your body and practice within your own limits. If you have any injuries, any medical conditions, or you are pregnant, please consult your health care professional before practicing. And if at any point of time you feel pain, dizziness, or discomfort, gently stop and take rest. So the first asana for today is Yatha Sanishtasana, as desired pose. So you're going to be sitting comfortably on your mat and place your hands in the Bindu Mudra, pressing your thumb and your index finger together. Sit straight, your head, neck and spine in a straight line. And you are going to be performing the Samana Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply, visualize the heat, the flames rising up along your spine, and maintain the awareness of this heat. And hold your breath as much as you can, as much as comfortable. And exhale through your nostrils. Perform the Mula Bandha, lock your perineum, look forward, look straight, and chant the mantra Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize finding your perfect place of equilibrium and ease where body and mind harmonize effortlessly, and see your breath flowing smooth and steady, embodying openness, acceptance, and natural grace. Paryankam tatsamakhyantam yatha samstham yathashtitaha. Now let us move to the next asana, Samasana, the balanced pose. Remain seated in the same position, your hands in the Bindu Mudra. Now you are going to be also performing the Shambhavi Mudra, where you are going to keep your eyes open but gaze internally. Perform the Samana Kumbhaka, the Mula Bandha, lock your perineum, gaze forward, and chant the mantra Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself seated firmly yet softly on the earth, spine upright, breath flowing like a gentle river. Idanim garbhininam yoga bhyaso yathalagu sukha prasava labhyaya prochate praktane pati. Now let us move to Muktasana. Remain seated in the same position. And now place your palms on your knees. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Savana Kumbhaka. So place your palms on your knees. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra and the Samana Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Now you are going to be gazing at your nose. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize your Guru's loving presence, lifting burdens from your shoulders, guiding you beyond illusion's veil, and see chains of limitations dissolve as you rise in radiant freedom. Nipirya Sivinim Shukshmam Dakshinetara Gulpataha Vamam Yamyena Gulpena Muktasanamidam bhavet. Now Siddhasana, the perfect pose. So you are going to remain seated in the same position. And your hands again, your palms again on your knees. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra. Keep your eyes open, gaze inwards. Continue with the Samana Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Now gaze at your third eye. Continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally and visualize yourself seated in perfect alignment, your spine erect as a luminous pillar of inner strength, and feel prana flowing harmoniously throughout, grounding wisdom and peace. Siddhasana. Isthanoho. Isthanoho samyamitendriyo achala drisha pasyam bhuvorantaram chaitanya moksha kapata bheda janamakam siddhasanam prochate. Now let us move to the next asana, which is Siddhi Asana, the perfection pose. So continue seated in the same position. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Samana Kumbhaka. Now we are going to be engaging the Maha Mudra Bandha, where we're going to engage all the three bandhas. So lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, suck your stomach in and up in the Udhyana Bandha, and lock your chin to your chest. Gaze downwards, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally, and visualize yourself seated as an unmoving mountain, steady and untouchable, grounding deeply into stillness. Vama pada kiedi jano, Sivani madhi tasokom thano, Dachi pada kiedi joy medhu madi lagave soi. Now let us move to Rudrasana Dve. Remain seated in the same position. Now you're going to place your hands in the Bindu Mudra and your hands on top of your knees. Continue with the Samana Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at your third eye. Chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham and visualize yourself as Rudra, fierce and luminous, holding infinite power with inwards restraints. Rudrasana Dve. Vama chara napari dachina rakhe eka jugati asa vididake vama pagatale mahili kora dachina keju baharale vora. Now let us move to Shanta Bhuna Asana, the peaceful stream pose. Remain seated in the same positions, your hands again in the Bindu Mudra. Perform this Shambhavi Mudra. Open your eyes but gaze inwards. Continue with the Samana Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply. Visualize the heat flowing from your Muladhara chakra along your spine. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at your nose. and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a stream of flowing, steady, unbroken and clear, unmoving, moving towards the vastness. Shanta Dhuna Asana. Asana ki gunamani ki chamchalata mita. Now, let us move to Siddhasana Dve. In Siddhasana Dve, sit comfortably, cross-legged. Now you are going to be cupping both your hands together like a closed lotus, enclosing and protracting energy. Place both your hands in front of your navel. Continue with the Samana Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze straight. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize stillness as your throne, unyielding yet fluid, grounding you into timeless awareness. Siddhasana Dve. Asana ki gunamani ki chamchalata mita. Now let us move to Bandha Yoni Asana. Here we have a very special mudra. It's called the Shan Mukhi Mudra, where with your fingers you're going to control the breath. So you're going to be placing your little finger below your lips and place your ring finger on top of your lips. Now with your middle finger, you are going to be closing the nostrils, and with your index finger, close your eyes, and with the thumbs, close the ears. Now you are going to be breathing from the right nostril. Breathe deeply from the right nostril and visualizing the prana going from the Pingala Nadi, all along the Pingala Nadi, and now exhale from the left nostrils. Continue with the Samana Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze forward and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize the sacred womb as a sealed sanctuary holding the vastness of creation within. Bandha Yoni Asana. Rijukayah Samasinah Siddhasanamuddiritam Prasarya Bhuvi Padotu Dobhyam Angushtama Darat. Now let us move to Virasana. Continue to remain seated in a cross-leg position comfortably. Now you are going to be placing one foot on the opposite thigh and remaining stable in this position. Place your hands in the Bindu Mudra and your hands on your knees. Continue with the Samana Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Gaze forward and chant the mantra Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself as a fearless warrior kneeling with ease yet burning with inner resolve. Virasana. Ekam padam ata ekasmin vinyasya urini samstitaha itirasmim tatha cha uru virasanamuddiritam. Now let us move to Valmiki Asana. Now you are going to be placing your left heel. Sit with your left heel placed beside the right thigh. close to the genitals, and the right heel will be in the left hollow, in the left leg hollow, so that the big toe touches the knee, the left knee. So keep your palms on your knees in the Bindu Mudra, your spine tall, and gaze gently between your eyebrows with calm focus. Gaze at your third eye. Continue with the Samana Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself knotted into oneness, each fold binding distractions into stillness. Valmiki Asana. Dava Pagaki Pagathali Puni Edi Hai Joya Panam Disimedra Dachina Ani Lagave Soya. Now let us move to Yoni Mudra Asana, the womb seal pose. Now you are going to sit cross-legged, bringing the left sole inwards at the root center and gently turn the foot. Keep your spine lengthened, your chest broad, and your palms will be resting on your knees. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra. Open your eyes but gaze inwards. The Samana Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at your nose. Chant the mantra Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally and visualize a luminous lotus womb closing around your awareness, sealing stillness within. Atha Yoni Mudrasana Bhama Padaki Pagatali Jahi Mahili Kori Joni Taham Dhari Vaisya Ulato Pava Jumori. Now, let us move to the next asana, Yoni Asana. Here, you're going to sit firmly on the floor with one heel pressed tight against your perineum at the base of the pelvis. Now place the other foot up onto the opposite thigh. Contract your pelvic floor muscles, that is the Mula Bandha, lock your perineum. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra. Here we'll be performing the Samana Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply and visualize the heat flowing from your Muladhara chakra along your spine. Gaze at your third eye and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself enclosed in the cosmic womb, secure and timeless, the source of all forms. Yoni Asana. Yonyasanam Parvatena Yogam Yoga Phale Anilam Tatkala Phalam Antavat Khecharo Yavat Evahi. Now let us move to the next asana, which is Bhadrasana Trini. In Bhadrasana, you are going to be sitting upright, sit on the floor and place your heels directly underneath your genitals. So you're on either side of the perineum, and you're going to turn the sides of your feet to face each other. And now hold your feet firmly with both the hands. Sit still and your shoulders should be relaxed. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Samana Kumbhaka. And here we are going to be performing the Udhyana Bandha. Suck your stomach in and up. Gaze at your nose. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize your seat as auspicious foundation, spreading blessings in all directions. Bhadrasana Trini. Atha Bhadrasanam Gulpocha Visha Nasyadha Shivanyaha Parshvayoho Kshipet Savya Gulpe Tatha Savye Dakshina Gulpe tu Dakshine. Now let us move to Aghorasana, the fierce pose. Continue to remain seated in the same position. And here we are going to be performing the Kechari Mudra. So you are going to be fixing your gaze at your third eye. Relax your breath, and then you're going to gently turn the tongue backwards into the hollow behind the soft palate and hold it comfortably without strain. Maintain steady awareness. Now we are going to be performing the Abhyantra Kumbhaka. So you slowly inhale through the nose until the lungs are full, then retain the breath inside with a steady awareness, and finally release the breath calmly through the nostrils. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at your third eye, and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself as a blazing firebrand, fierce yet controlled, radiating intensity. Aghorasana. Purva kaho भस्त्रिका जोई वाही विधि जो की जय सोई सबा अंगुरी मुक्ता बाहरी आने मुखो मुख को phuni samputakari thane. Now let us move to Kaneri Pavasana. So here you are going to remain seated in the same position. Now you are going to be placing your palms on your chin and your elbows should be on the ground. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra. Now we are going to perform the Rechaka Kumbhaka. So exhale fully, hold your breath out without inhaling and remain steady and aware. The Uddiyana Bandha, suck your stomach in and up, gaze at your nose and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as an eternal evergreen tree rooted deeply in earth, limbs swaying but unbroken. Kaneri Pavasana. Kaneri Pava Asana Gwali Pava Asana Kyo Hai Jaise Yahu Mem Jane Vidhite Se Do Gulapa Mahili Jano Aru Eri Bichi Kahuni Thano. Now let us move to Para Asana, the supreme pose. Now you are going to sit with your knees raised and your feet flat on the floor. And wrap your arms around your knees. Wrap your arms inside your calves and wrap around your knees. Place your hands in the Parashu Mudra, interlocking your fingers. And perform the Rechaka Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at your nose. And chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself seated as supreme stillness beyond fluctuation, vast and undivided. Para Asana. अथ पर आसना प्रथमा माहिली जम जुदो तिना तरी करी काधय भूजसु गोदा परी करी बाहरी ताने ulati mori jamgana pari ane. Now let us move to the next asana, which is Gopi Chanda Asana. Now sit still. Sit drawing your feet together near your chest. So in the same position, now just move your legs near your chest and try to place the big toes on your throat, your heels at the upper chest, and interlace your fingers to support and rest your chin lightly. Gaze towards the nose. Keep your spine straight, your chest open. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Rechaka Kumbhaka. The Mula Bandha, lock your perineum and gaze at your nose. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself as King Gopi Chanda in yogic renunciation, royal yet surrendered. Gopi Chanda Asana. Puraba Vidi Pagaka Anguta Kantha Kupa Rase Yedi Hiradi Lagave Kam Kasi Edya Aguli Pari Rase Drishti Nasa Agra Asana Koguna. Now let us move to Udara Asana, the belly pose. So now again sit with your soles of your feet pressed together and your knees wide. Thread your arms under your thigh, clasp your feet tightly. Yes. Then lift gently towards your chest. Keep your spine tall, your chin lowered and your shoulders relaxed. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, Rarichaka Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at your nose. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally and visualize the belly as a fertile center, glowing like fire, sustaining strength. Uddara Asana. Do Pagathali Samputa Thane Ubhay Hastakari Udarada Hithane Angushta Dusama Taharave Chibuka Niche Tahi Lagave. Now let us move to the next one, Vishishta Asana. In Vishishta Asana, remain in the same position. Now you're going to be lifting your feet towards the forehead. Interlace your fingers here to secure and your spine should be upright. Gaze at your nose. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Rechaka Kumbhaka, the Mula Bandha, lock your perineum and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself seated in uniqueness, neither bound nor common, radiating distinction. Vishishta Asana. Do pagatali jo di samputa kare hata du paga biche ani tale kari bare liai kunghanya mahili samdhira se. Now let us move to the next asana, which is Bhujasana. In Bhujasana, you are going to be lifting your legs up and carefully now tuck each leg over and behind your shoulders. Thread your arms underneath your thighs and keep your hands clasped together behind the base of your neck to hold yourself steady. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Rechaka Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Gaze forward. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally and visualize your body upheld by shoulders like pillars, strong and steady guardians. Bhujasana. Shirasanam tu Vigneyam Kakshasana Mataha Param Grivasanam cha Paramam Bhujasanam Ihochate. Now let us move to Kalyanasana. Now you're going to be come back to the same position as the previous asana, where you will place both your legs on your shoulders and your hands underneath the knees. Now you're going to be wrapping your hands behind you. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Rechaka Kumbhaka, the Mula Bandha. Lock your perineum. Gaze at your nose and chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize each breath unfolding as a blessing, filling you with luminous benefit. Kalyasana. Do hata pagam biche ane, tinako goda niche thane bahuri pakatya bahiri lyave, punaha yukti aise taharave. Now let us move to the next asana, which is Shankatasana, difficult pose. Now begin by kneeling so place your left heel underneath your perineum. Start by placing your left heel underneath the perineum. And now you're going to be crossing the right foot over the left foot with your heels near your hip. Yes. So you're going to be almost sitting on your left heel. Yes. Now you're going to be resting your palms on the opposite knees. Rest your palms on the opposite knees. Keep your spine straight. Here we are going to be performing the Vaishnavi Mudra with inner focus and outer vision, free from blinking or opening the eyes. This is the Vaishnavi Mudra. Perform the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. So slightly contract the throat and draw the breath slowly in through the nostrils, producing the sound of the ocean. Retain the breath within, then release slowly through your nostrils, preserving the same sound. Mula Bandha, lock your perineum, gaze forward and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself entering the narrow strait of hardship, where pressure surrounds yet does not destroy. Shankatasana. Vamapadam chiteruram sanyasya dharanitale padadandena vamyena veshtayet vamapadakam. Now let us move to the next asana, which is the Dhenukasana. In this asana, you are going to be sitting with your knees folded and now slide the left heel back by the right hip. Cross the right knee directly over the left. So you should be keeping your feet tucked close. Now place your hands gently on your knees, interlocking your fingers, your spine tall. Continue with the Vaishnavi Mudra, the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Now we are going to be engaging the Udhyana Bandha. Suck your stomach in and up. Gaze at your third eye. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally and visualize yourself as a generous cow, nourishing and calm, embodying abundance. Dhenukasana. Savyanghrikundalam prishted vama niveshayet Vamanghrikundalam chaiva dakshine dhenukasanam. Now let us move to the next one, which is Machendrasana. In Machendrasana, you are going to come to Padmasana. So place both the legs on top of your thigh. Now you are going to be placing one palm on the opposite knee and the other hand wrap around your back and trying to touch the other foot. Continue with the Vaishnavi Mudra, the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze straight and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself as Sage Matsyendra seated in deep twist channeling secret wisdom. Vamajrangra paradachinathane Vamahasta prishta dishane Bahuro dachina padahoi Joi taki nalija pakare soi. Now let us move to the next asana, which is Machendrasana Dve. So now remain seated in Padmasana, place both the hands on your feet, and now you are going to be bending forward and down, trying to touch your forehead to the ground. Bend down from your hips up. Continue with the Vaishnavi Mudra, the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, the Mula Bandha, lock your perineum and gaze forward. Chant the mantra Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself as Matsyendra, but deeper, embodying unfathomable death in the turning inwards. Machendrasana Dve. Matsendrasana Prathama Jimano Charana Jujoi Vama Jangra Pari Rakhe Soi Taki Eri Kati So Lave Bahuri Jukti Yaha Ora Karave. Now let's move on to the next asana, which is Guru Asana. In Guru Asana, so now you are going to be sitting cross-legged, and now you are going to be joining both the hands together on top of one knee. Keep your spine straight. Continue with the Vaishnavi Mudra, the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Here we are going to engage the Mahamudra Bandha, all the three bandhas. So lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, suck your stomach in and up in the Udhyana Bandha, and lock your chin to your chest in the Charandara Bandha. Gaze straight, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally, and visualize the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, radiating light that dissolves every shade of ignorance. Guru Asana. Urumule Itara Padasya Kanishtika Pradesha Gulpam Samsthapya Tadeva Janu Itara Pada Parshni Samsthapya Tishtet Hasto Similayet Guru Asanam Bhavati. Now let us move to Shankatasana Pashvantare, Sankatasana on the other side. So you are going to be bringing your knee on top of each other and place your palms on the opposite knees. Continue with the Vaishnavi Mudra, the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, the Mula Bandha, gaze forward, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally, and visualize yourself entering the narrow strait of hardship where pressure surrounds yet does not destroy. Shankatasana. Vamapadam Chiterulam Nasya Dharanitale Padadandena Vamyena Veshtayet Vamapadakam. Now let us move to Dhenukasana Pashvantare. Dhenukasana on the other side, remaining seated in the same position. Now interlock your fingers and place both palms on top of your knees. Continue with the Vaishnavi Mudra, the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze forward, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally, and visualize yourself as a generous cow, nourishing and calm, embodying abundance. Dhenukasana. Savyan Grikundalam Prishted Vame Niveshayet Vaman Grikundalam Chaiva Dakshine Dhenukasanam. Now let us move to Machendrasana Parshvantare. Machendrasana on the other side. Now sit in Padmasana and place one hand on the knee, on the opposite knee, and the other hand will be wrapping around your back and trying to touch the other foot. Continue with the Vaishnavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Gaze forward and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself as Sage Matsyendra, seated in deep twist, channeling secret wisdom. Machendrasana. Vama Janga Para Dachina Thane, Vama Hasta Prishta Disha Ane, Bahuro Dachina Pada Hoi, Joik Thaki Nalija Pakare Soi. Now let us move to the next asana, which is Machendrasana Dve. Remain seated in Padmasana. Place both the hands on the respective foot. Bend forward and down. Try to touch the floor with your forehead. Continue with the Vaishnavi Mudra, the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Gaze forward and visualize yourself as Matsyendra, but deeper, embodying unfathomable depth in the turning inwards. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Machendrasana Dve. Matsendrasana Prathama Jimano Charana Jujoi Vama Janga Pari Rakhe Soi Taki Erikati So Lave Bahuri Jukti Yaha Urab Karave. Now let us move on to Guru Asana Parshvantare. Guru Asana on the other side. Now you are going to be placing one foot to your perineum and the other foot on top of your knee. Interlace the fingers in the Parashu Mudra and place both the palms on the knee, on one knee. Continue with the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, the Vaishnavi Mudra, the Maha Mudra Bandha. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, suck your stomach in and up in the Udhyana Bandha, and lock your chin to your chest in the Jalandhara Bandha. Gaze forward, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally, and visualize the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, radiating light that dissolves every shade of ignorance within and around you. Guru Asana. Urumule Itara Padasya Kanishtika Pradesha Gulpam Samsthapya Tadeva Janu Itira Pada Parshni Samsthapya Tishtet Hasto Sammilayet Guru Asanam Bhavati. Now let us move to Pashvasana, the animal pose. So in Pashvasana, you are going to be pointing both the knees to the sky, and you're going to be holding your knees with your arms. Sit straight. Now we are going to be performing the Kechari Mudra. Fix your gaze between your eyebrows. Relax your breath. Then turn your tongue backwards into the hollow behind the soft palate and hold your breath comfortably without strain. Maintain steady awareness. We'll perform the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, where we are going to contract the throat slightly and draw the breath slowly in through the nostrils, producing the sound of the ocean. Retain the breath within, then release slowly through the nostrils, continuing with the sound of the ocean. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at your third eye, and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself twisted like a tethered animal in Pashvasana, yet inwardly free. Pashvasana. पादतले भूमौ निधाय जानूनि उरसि निधाय विपरि हस्ताभ्याम् उरुसहित जङ्गे निबध्य तिष्ठेत् प्रशासनं भवति. Now let us move to Bodha Shukasana, awakening from the sorrow. Pause. Now remaining in the same seated position. Remain in the same position. Continue with the Kechari Mudra, the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. You are going to be gazing at your nose this time and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize a conscious awakening manifesting within, taking you beyond sorrow. Envision light rising through every channel, burning away grief like mist before the sun. Bodha Shokasana. Dupagатали भूपरि दरे कोरा माहिली ऐसे करे कोरा मिलाई उकद बैसे जंगा छति अग्र निवेसे व्यपुका जोदा उपरि करे नासा दृष्टि अचल ले दरे बूझा परसपर पकदे दोई कवाम लगानी ततीना जूसोई. Now let us move on to the next asana, which is Kurukatasana, male chick pose. In Kurukatasana, you are going to remain seated in the same position. Now you are going to be wrapping your arms around underneath your knees. Sit straight. Make sure your spine is straight. Continue with the Kechari Mudra, the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at your nose and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself as a baby cock emerging with the first light of dawn, embodying innocence, vitality, and unformed strength. Kurukatasana. Kurukatasana do hata paga bahara liave, goda niche le taharave, amham samham ऐसे करे आपस में कुहनी पकड़े. Now let us move to Sumati Asana. In Sumati Asana, remain seated in the same position. Now you are going to be bringing your right foot over the left foot, so your heels are crossed. Be in the same position, just bring the right foot over the left foot. Continue with the Kechari Mudra, the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. And gaze at your nose. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. So here in this position, you will try to bring your knees as close to your chest as possible and your feet as close to your perineum as possible. So, okay, gaze at your nose. Visualize yourself as noble wisdom personified, unwavering and luminous, and vision prana circulating as bright discernment, purifying thought and sense. Sumati Asana. Mooladwari Dharati Peri Thane Dava Paga Pari Dache Pada Ane Do Eri Teke Aise Ado Vai Rakho Taise Pana Jugaman U. Now let us move on to Dandasana. In Dandasana, straighten both your legs forward. Straighten both your legs forward. And now you are going to be lifting both your arms overhead, interlacing your fingers and your palms facing to the sky. Kechari Mudra, the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, will perform the Mahamudra Bandha. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, suck your stomach in and up, and lock your chin to your chest. Gaze at your nose. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself as a staff, straight, steady, and unyielding. Envision your body as a radiant rod of energy, spine aligned like a luminous axis reaching sky and earth. Dandasana. Idanim garbhininam yogaabhyaso yatha lagu sukha prasavalabhyaya prochate praktanapati. Now let us move on to the next asana, which is Arambhasana, the beginning pause. So your legs will continue to remain in the same position, stretched out. Now bend forward and hold on. Bring your chest towards your thigh, your forehead to your knees. Keep your back lengthening. And hold on to your toes gently. Make sure that your fingers are interlocked. So you're going to be holding on to your big toes in the Prana Mudra. So with your index finger and your middle finger. Here we'll perform the Nadi Shodhana, where you will alternate closing one nostril and you're going to be inhaling through the other. So you don't need to close your nostrils with your fingers. So consciously, you are going to be breathing only through one nostril and retaining the breath with awareness. Then you're going to be releasing the prana through the other nostril. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze forward and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself as dawn, breaking, embodying beginnings filled with possibility. Arambhasana. Do pagamili pasari pagaka anguta pakadi lalata goda lagave sarira samarase asana koguna. Now let's move to the next asana, which is Bhikokasana, the breaking pose. Now you are going to be extending your legs forward again. Now you're going to be bringing both the arms underneath your knees and your hands will be holding on to your feet. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. And try to bend forward slowly. Bend as much as you are able to. Try to touch the ground. Gaze at your third eye. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. And visualize yourself as lightning splitting through darkness, embodying the force that shatters illusion. Bhikdokasana. Prathama Samupavishya Pado Prasarayet Susamyataha Kinchi Durdhvam Kurute Yatra Gulpayorantaram Sthitam. Now let us move on to Jalandhari Pava Asana. So again, stretching your legs forward, bring your arms underneath your legs. Now you're going to be stretching the hands to your side. Bend forward and down. Try to touch the floor. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra. Keep your eyes open but gaze inward. The Ujjayi Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at your nose and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself as a master of inner winds, embodying control over breath and sound. Jalandhari Asana. Paschimataanavat samasथितं कृत्वा ekam padam ग्रीवायाम् adritya tishtet urdhva paschimataanam bhavati. Now let's move on to the next one, which is urdhva paschimottanasana. Now you are going to stretch your both the legs in front of you and place one foot carefully behind the neck. Stretch one leg and place one foot behind the neck. And you're going to slowly bend forward and down with both hands holding the other foot. Shambhavi Mudra. Now let us perform the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. So you are going to withdraw the senses inwards, then move awareness sequentially through the 9 points, which are the soles of the feet, the perineum, the navel, the heart, the chest, the throat, base of your throat, between the eyebrows, and finally the forehead. And inhale slowly, hold your breath, fixing your awareness, and then exhale slowly, maintaining complete inner stillness without strain. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze forward, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, and visualize yourself as a bow drawn fully open, embodying expansion and resilience. Urdhva Paschimo Tanasana. Uttana Sayanam Ekaikam Padam Grivaayam Vinyasya Itara Hastina Padagram Grihitva Itara Pava Hutishtit Likritya Tishtet Anantasanam Bhavati. Now let's move to Anantasana. So now in Anantasana, you are going to be lying flat on the floor and bring one foot behind your neck. Lie down on the floor, bring one foot behind your neck and hold on to the foot with the opposite hand. So just with one hand you are going to be holding on to the foot and the other hand will be stretched out by your side. Yes. If you are not able to come fully into this asana, do not worry. Just try to do it as much as possible with authenticity. Don't worry at all. Try to come into this asana as much as you are able to. So continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at your nose and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself as the endless sky embodying infinity without boundary. Anantasana. Uttanashayitah Ekaikam Padam Grivayam Kurvan Itaram Hastam Kurna Mule Sthapayet Tasyaiva Hastasya Kuparam Bhumo Nidaya Itara Hasto Pado Saralikritya Tishtet Ankushasanam Bhavati. Now let us move on to the next asana, which is Ankushasana. So you're going to remain in the same position. Try to lift one foot to your head. Lie down on the floor. Try to bring the foot behind your head. Yes. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka, the Mula Bandha, and gaze at your nose this time. Visualize yourself as the Ankusha, a small yet commanding guiding stick for an elephant of immense strength. Ankushasana. उत्तानशयतः एकैकं पादं ग्रीवायां कुर्वन् उत्तरं हस्तं कूर्णमूले स्थापयेत् तस्य हस्तस्य कुपरं भूमौ निधाय इतरहस्तपादौ सरलीकृत्य तिष्ठेत् अंकुशासनं भवति. Now let us move on to the next asana, which is Drishasana. In Drishasana, lie down on the mat, lie down on the back, bring both the knees to your chest and wrap your hands around your knees. Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, where you're going to be inhaling deeply through your nose. Hold the breath as much as you're able to, and then release through the nose. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze forward and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as the seer, embodying clarity that pierces beyond forms. Drishasana. Drishasana. उत्तानशयनं जानूनि हृदय अवष्टभ जं गासहित उर्नि करद्वय भद्वा सयापवयं लोयते दोलासनं भवति. Now let us move on to the next asana. The next asana is Urdhva Paschimottanasana, Parshvantare. So we're going to continue with this same asana on the other sides now. So here you are going to be come back to a sitting position, stretch one leg forward and another leg behind your neck, bend forward and down and hold the extended foot with both your hands. Shambhavi Mudra. Pratyahara Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze forward and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally and visualize yourself as a river flowing upward, embodying reversal of ordinary thoughts. Urdhva Paschimottanasana. Paschimotanavat samastitam kritva ekam padam grivayam adritya tishtet Urdhva Paschimatanam Bhavati. Now let us move on to the next one, which is Anantasana Parshvantare, Anantasana on the other side. So lie down on the mat, lie down flat on your back, one leg behind your neck. Hold on to the foot with the opposite hand and the other arm will be by your side. Pratyahara Kumbhaka, Shambhavi Mudra, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at your nose and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself as an infinity, reclined, embodying limitless space within form. Uttana Shayanam Ekekam Padam Grivayam Ninyasya Itara Hastena Padagram Grihitva Itara Pava Huttishti Likritya Tishtet Anantasanam Bhavati. Now let us move on to Ankushasana Pashvantare. So remain in the same position. Now you are going to be continuing with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, Moolam Bandha, gaze at your nose. Now visualize yourself as the elephant goat, embodying divine direction and firmness. Ankushasana. Uttanashayitah ekekam padam grivayam kurvan itaram hastam karnamule sthapayet tasyavya hastasya kuparam bhumo nidaya itara hastak pado saralikritya tishtet ankushasanam bhavati. Now let us move on to the next asana. Yoga Nidrasana. In Yoga Nidrasana, you're going to again lie down flat on your back. Now try to bring both the legs behind your neck. Try to keep both your hands, your legs behind your neck. Now you're going to be wrapping your arms around your back and try to clasp your hands. Again, try to come into this position as much as you're able to. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka, Moola Bandha, gaze at your nose, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally, and visualize yourself as a yogi in sleep, embodying serene awareness, resting yet awake. Yoga Nidrasana. Padabhyam vishtayet kantham hastabhyam prishta bandhanam tanmadhye shayanam kuryat yoga nidra shukha prada. Now let us move on to Atma Ramasana. So now you are going to be lie down flat on the ground, lie down on your back. Now you are going to be lifting the legs towards the head. Lift the legs towards your head and cross your arms around your neck. Yeah. Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka, Moola Bandha, gaze at your nose, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. So here, yes, you are going to be bringing your hands around your neck. So you don't need to wrap your hands around your feet, just bring it around your neck. Visualize yourself as self-delighting, embodying contentment born within, and envision joy rising like sunlight from the heart, filling every channel with uncaused sweetness. Atma Ramasana. Do hata chida sakare tina so ube isa pakare paga uchaya agane ane bahuri jugati esika vidhi vanem. Now let us move on to Kochika Asana. In Kochika Asana, lie down again on your back. Now bend your knees and bring your knees to the side, to one side of your body. Yes, and stretch your arms on both sides. Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze at your third eye, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself as a small bird embodying agility and alertness. Kochikasana. दो हाथ छिदा सा करे तीन सो उभय इस पाकरे पग उच्चाय आगाने आने बहुरी जुगति ऐसिक विधि वाने. Now let us move on to Jatara Parivriti. In Jatara Parivriti, now straighten your legs in front of you. Now bring, yes, your hands will be by your side. So straighten your legs by your side. Yes, your hands will be by your side. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, the Mula Bandha, gaze straight, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham and visualize yourself as a radiant forge, the belly twisting as fire churns and refines within. Jatara Parivriti. Parivritihi कुक्षिभागे त्रिधा हि परिकीर्तितः बोधकोणं सप्तकोणं ऊर्ध्वकोणं अतापि च. Now let us move on to Jatara Parivriti Dve. Jatara Parivriti on the other side. Now you are going to be bringing both the knees on the other side of the body. Your hands remain in the same position, stretched out on both the sides. Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze forward and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself as a radiant forge, the belly twisting as fire churns and refines within. Jatara Parivriti Dve. Parivritihi Kukshibhage Trida hi Parikirtitaha Bodha Konam Shupta Konam Urdhva Konam Atapi cha. Now let us move on to the next asana, which is Jatara Parivriti Trini, the belly twist 3. So here you are going to be hugging the knees in. Lie on your back, hug your knees, and your arms opening wide. You're going to be extending your legs straight together now, lowering them with control to one side. Yes. So stretch your legs to the side. Make sure that your legs are straight. Yes, and hold on to your feet with one hand, and the other hand will be straightened out. Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze forward, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a radiant forge, the belly twisting as fire churns and refines within. Jatara Parivriti Trini. Parivritihi Kukshibhage Tridahi Parikirtitaha Bodha Konam Shupta Konam Urdhva Konam Atapi cha. Now let us move on to the next asana. Jatara Parivriti Prashvantare. So in this asana, you are going to be stretching one leg in front of you and the other leg will be on the side. Yes. One leg is straightened out and the other leg on the side. So one leg will be in front of you, straightened out in front of you. Yes. Hold your feet, hold your foot on with one hand, the other hand straightened out on this side. Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka, Moola Bandha. Gaze forward, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally and visualize yourself as a radiant forge, the belly twisting as fire churns and refines within. परिव्रीतिः हि कुक्षिभागे त्रिधा हि परिकीर्तितः बदो Badakonam, Suptakonam, Urdhvakonam, Atapicha. Now let us move on to the next asana. Jatara Parivriti Dvini Pashvantere on the other side. So now perform the same asana on the other side. Pratyahara Kumbhaka, Shambhavi Mudra, Moola Bandha. Gaze forward, chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham and visualize yourself as a radiant forge, the belly twisting as fire churns and refines within. Parivrittihi Kukshiභāge त्रिधा हि परिकीर्तितः Badakonam, Suptakonam, Urdhvakonam, Atapi cha. Now let's move on to Jatara Parivritti Trini Pashvantare, the belly twist 3 repeated. Now you are going to be bringing both the legs to the side. Both the legs to the side. And hold on to the legs with your hand and the other hand will be straightened out. Shambhavi Mudra Pratyahara Kumbhaka Moola Bandha. Gaze forward. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally and visualize yourself as a radiant forge, the belly twisting as fire churns and refines within. Jatarat Parivritti Trini. Parivrittihi Kukshiභāge त्रिधा हि परिकीर्तितः Badakonam, Suptakonam, Urdhvakonam, Atapi cha. Now let's move on to the next asana, which is Dvipada Pitam, the 2-foot seat. Now again, start by lying down on your back and you're gonna bend your knees. Bend your knees. Your foot will be on the ground. Hold on to your ankles with both the hands. And now you're going to be lifting your hips up as much as you can. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. We'll engage the Chirandara Bandha here. Lock your chin to your chest. Actually, in this asana, automatically your chin will be locked to your chest. Gaze at your nose. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham and visualize yourself as a radiant bridge rooted through your feet and arcing upward in strength. Dvipada Pitam. Pratikriyayutam Dvandhvapitah Sarvabala-pradam Garbhininam Durbalanamiti Garga Jagadunu. Now let us move on to Paryankasana. Now you are going to be placing your hands on the floor by your side, by your chest. Place your palms flat by your chest, fingers pointing towards your leg. Yes. Now you're going to be lifting your entire body up. So your hands, yes, exactly. Lift your entire body up. Make sure that your fingers are pointing towards your feet. Shambhavi Mudra Pratyahara Kumbhaka Moola Bandha and gaze forward. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. internally. If you are able to, try to strengthen, try to have your arms straight as much as possible. Your hands should be straight. Visualize yourself as a stone, couch, unmoving, timeless, and steady. Paryankasana. Uttana Shayanam Hastala Labhyam Bhumima Vastabhya Pada Padatalabhyam Bhumim Kritva Nabi Pradesham Urdhvam Kuryata Prayankasanam Bhavati. Now let us move on to Shotanasana. In Shotanasana, continue to remain lying on your back. Now you're going to be bringing your knees to your chest. Place your palms on your shoulders, your elbows wide. And now you're going to be rolling your body gently from side to side, massaging your spine, your hips circling smoothly. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra. Sahaja Kumbhaka, just inhale deeply through your nose, hold your breath as much as you're able to, and exhale through the nose. Mula Bandha, lock your perineums, look forward, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself as a playful dog rolling freely on the ground, open in trust and unguarded joy. Shotanasana. Shavavat Shariram Samsthapya Januni Samilya Nabo Aniya Hastabhyam Kandaram Bandva Bhavayet Shotanam Bhavati. Now let us move on to Viparitakrani, the inverted action. So now you are going to be bringing your legs vertical. So you're going to be supporting on your lower back. Place your hands, so lift your entire body up. You're going to be balancing on your shoulders. Place your hands in front of you, your palms flat on the ground for support. And you're going to be rotating your legs in circles. So try to have your legs straight. As much as possible, have your legs straight in a vertical position and rotate your legs, your feet slowly. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra. Open your eyes but gaze inwards. Here we'll perform the Murcha Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply through your nose, then lock your chin to your chest in the Jarantara Bandha. Hold your breath, then slowly exhale through the nose, maintaining the throat lock. Gaze forward, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, and see your feet reaching the sky, crown grounded in stillness, drawing apana upward towards the head to unite with prana. Viparita Karani. Atta Viparitakarani Mudra Bhutale Swashiro Datva Ke Nayet Charanadvayam Viparita Kritiha Cha Esha Sarvatantreshu Gopita. Now let us move on to the next asana, which is Viparita Takrani Dve. So we'll again come back to the same position. We can take a few moments of rest. You can start again by lying down on your back and lift your entire legs up, your feet pointing to the sky, your hands straightened out on the mat, your palms on the mat. If you need additional support, it is okay to hold your hip with your hands. Now you will not be moving your legs. You will not be circling your legs here. Your legs will be static. Shambhavi Mudra, Murcha Kumbhaka, Jarandhara Bandha, gaze forward. Chant the mantra Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally and see your feet reaching to the sky. Viparita Takrani Dve. Karani Viparita Kya Sarva Dhivya Dhinashini Nityam Abhyasayuktasya Jataragni Virdhani. Now let us move on to Langalasana. In Langalasana, let us start by lying flat on your back. Now give yourself a push and bring your feet behind your head. Your hands will be behind your back. Hold on, clasp your hands in the Parashumudra, interlocking your fingers. Yes. Murcha Kumbhaka, Jarandhara Bandha, lock your chin to your chest, look forward and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize your legs extending over your head like a steady plow cutting fertile earth. Langalasana. Griva Kanthena Bhumim Vishtambha Pagagra Dvayam Urdvam Unayet Narakasanam Bhavati. Now let us move on to Shayita Paschimottanasana. So now we'll again come back to the same asana. Now except here you are going to be holding on to your feet behind your head. Shambhavi Mudra, Murcha Kumbhaka, Jarandhara Bandha, gaze forward and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself as a river flowing westwards, surrendering to the earth embrace. Tanam Shayitva Kurvita Shayita Paschimatanakam. Now let us move on to Shupta Konasana. In Shupta Konasana, we are going to be coming back to the same position, your legs behind your head, your hands holding on to your feet. Now here you are going to widen your legs. Yes, widen your legs. Shambhavi Mudra, Murcha Kumbhaka, Jarandhara Bandha, gaze straight. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, chanting internally. Visualize your body expanding sideways like a vast steady mountain, limbs extending outwards and downwards. Shupta Konasana. Parivrittihi Kukshibhage Tridhahi Parikirtitaha Bhaddhakonam Shuptakonam Urtvakonam Atapicha. Now let us move on to Chakrasana, the will pause. In Chakrasana, again your legs remain behind your head and try to touch your feet to the floor. Now you're going to again hold on to your ankles. Now you're going to roll gently onto your backside. So your chest, try to lift your chest. Shambhavi Mudra, Murcha Kumbhaka, Jarandhara Bandha. Gaze forward and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize your body as a luminous wheel radiating energy in all directions. Chakrasana. Shavasanastaha dho pado kuryat mastakadihi paro vyukramena tataha shikram etat sarvasya sadhanam. Relax. Now let us move on to Shupta Prasharita Padangushtasana. So here, lie down on your back, your feet, both the feet pointing to the sky. Hold on to your respective toes. And now one leg will be straight pointing to the sky and the other leg will be at a 45-degree angle. Yes. Prana Mudra, so you'll be holding on to your toes with the index finger and the middle finger. Ujjayi Kumbhaka, slightly contract the throat, draw the breath slowly through the nostrils, producing the sound of the ocean, and retain the breath. Then you're going to release the breath through the nostrils with the same sound of the ocean. Mula Bandha, lock your perineum, gaze forward, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally, and visualize your legs stretching outwards like vast, steady rivers reaching towards the horizon. Uttanapadam kromcham cha marichim vitra virabhadrakam natarajam trikonam cha shuptangushta prasaranet. Now let us move on to the next one, which is Shupta Padangushtasana. Now again, continue to hold your feet with your hands, the feet pointing to the sky. Both the feet will be pointing to the sky this time. Prana Mudra, so you'll be holding on to your toes with your index finger and middle finger. Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze forward, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, visualize your legs extended forward, reaching your feet reaching and grounding like roots connecting to the earth. Shupta Padangushtasana. Uttanapadam kromcham cha marichim viddabhaddakam natarajam trikonam cha shuptangushta prasaranet. Next asana, Matsyasana. So remain lying on your back. Now you're going to bring your feet into Padmasana, crossing your legs, both the legs on top of the opposite thigh. Now bring your hands behind your back. Try to collapse your hands. Continue with the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, the Shambhavi Mudra, the Mula Bandha. Gaze at your nose. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. So your hands will be behind your neck and your legs will be flat on the ground. Yes. Gaze at your nose. Chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as Matsya, the divine fish of Vishnu, gliding with luminous awareness through the cosmic waters. Matsyendrasana. Mukta Padmasanam Kritva Uttanashayanam Charet Kurparabhyam Shirovestya Matsyasanam tu Rogaha. Now we'll move on to Parasharamasana. So remain in the same position. Now you're going to be extending your hands behind your head. That is the only difference here. And continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze at your nose, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize Lord Rama radiating from your inner space. Parasharamasana. Prathama Kare Padamasana, Ache Shudho Sove Bhupari Pache Goda Aru Janga Yedu Bhuso Lagate Rase Soi. Now let's move on to Sarvangasana. So in Sarvangasana, you're gonna come lie down and cross your legs into Padmasana. Now lift your hips, your knees pointing to your sky. The knees pointing to the sky. Crossing your legs in Padmasana. Hold on to your hips with your hands for support. Elbows on the floor. Shambhavi Mudra, Murcha Kumbhaka, Jarantara Bandha. Lock your chin to your chest, gaze at your nose, and visualize your body lifted like a luminous pillar, all limbs aligned and supporting one another in perfect harmony. Sarvangasana. Atha Vakshya Atra Samkshikpat Sarvangasana Muttamam Yatkritva Yoga Nitpuna Vidyabhi Pandito Yatha. Now let us move on to the next asana, Vrichikasana, the scorpion pose. In Vrichikasana, lie down on your back. Now you are going to be lifting your back slightly, your head slightly raised, and the feet, one leg will be at a 45-degree angle raised, and the other leg will be on the thigh, your hands extended behind your back and your fingers pointing up. Shambhavi Mudra, Murcha Kumbhaka, Charantara Bandha. Now gaze at your third eye. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a scorpion, coiled and steadfast, tailed anchored with latent power. Vrikshasana. Prathama Sayana, Shudho, Shisha, Keshaki, Samdhisu, Rakhe. Now let us move on to the next one, which is Vrichikasana, Pashvantere. So we'll again perform the same asana, but just switching the legs now. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Murcha Kumbhaka, Jarantara Bandha. Gaze at your third eye and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a scorpion, coiled and steadfast, tailed anchored with latent power. Vrichikasana. Prathama Sayana Shudho Shisha Kesaki Su Rakhe. Now let us move on to Vrishapada Kshepa Asana. So in this asana, continue to remain lying on your back. Bend your knees now and interlace your fingers behind your head in the Parashumudra. Now extend one leg straight and draw the other knees in. So you're going to alternate this from side to side. Yes. So your feet will not be pointing to the sky, it will be pointing forward. Your feet will be pointing forward, not to the sky. So alternate now, alternate the legs. Keep doing this alternatingly. Let us now perform this Sahaja Kumbhaka. Just breathe in and out slowly. Try to hold your breath. Breathe in and out through your nostrils. Mula Bandha. Gaze at your third eye and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself as a mighty bull, grounded and powerful. Uttanam Shayanam Kritva Angulibhihi Kandharam Dhatvat Kurparo Militva Nitambena Bhumim Ishprishtva. Now let us move on to Marotana Asana. Lie down on your back, both your hands by the side, stretch out by the sides. Now you are going to be lifting the knees alternatingly towards each ear. Yes. Sahaja Kumbhaka, Shambhavi Mudra, Mula Bandha, gaze forward, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize your spine as a strong, flexible pillar. Sutana Vamsham Sthitaha Kritva Janudyayam Paryayena Karnayoho Samsprishet Maro Tanam Bhavati. Now let us move on to Brikasana. So in Brikasana, this is a dynamic pose. So you will start by lying flat on the ground, on the back. Your hands, both the hands will be stretched out behind you. Your legs will be flat on the ground. Yes. Now you're going to sit up and stand up. Now sit. Come to a sitting position and stand up straight. And then come back to the lying flat on the ground. So you're going to keep doing this. It is a dynamic position. We'll start by lying down on the back, then coming to a sitting position and standing up again, and again doing the same thing again and again. And as much as possible, do not touch the floor with your hands. Don't try not to give the body a support with the hands by touching the ground. Continue with the Sahaja Kumbhaka, just breathing in and out normally. Mula Bandha, lock your perineum, gaze forward, chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a wolf, alert and poised. Brikasana. Atha uttanam shayanam kritva padatalaabhyam bhumim mritva ushtite vrikshasanam bhavati. Now let us move on to Luthasana. So in Luthasana, again this is a very dynamic pose. You're going to lie down on your back and you're going to swing your legs overhead until the feet pass the skull and touch the floor again. So you're basically going to roll your torso forward into a prawn, then rolling back supine. So you're going to continue this flow, this rolls rhythmically. Yeah. So if you're not able to do it, just try to lie down on your back and just give yourself momentum until you're able to do it. Yes. And continue with the Sahaja Kumbhaka, the Mula Bandha, gaze forward, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally, and visualize a fluid rolling motion and your body under complete control. Luthasana. Uttana Shayanam Pado Shira Ulamgya Bhumo Sthapayitva Nibjam Bhutva Nubjam Shayanam. Now let us move on to the next asana, which is Sarathasana. Sarathasana. Now come back, lie down on your belly. Lie down on your belly. Your hands by your chest, your palms flat on the ground by your chest. And your feet will be flat on the ground. Yes, toes pointing out behind you. And try to lift your chest up. Shambhavi Mudra. Now we'll perform the Ratha. We'll perform the Saratha Kumbhaka. So you're going to contract your lips as if whistling to produce a flute-like sound while inhaling. Then retain the breath in that position with steady awareness. Mula Bandha, gaze forward, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a mighty chariot carrying warriors with unwavering strength and stability. Sarathasana. Nyupjasrayanam kritva nabhim bhumo nidaya stamvatyastabhyam bhumim avastambha oshto nimilya venuvat shumskritya tishtet sarathasanam bhavati. Now let us move on to Dehal Yulangasana, the threshold crossing pause. So now you're going to come to a plank position. Let's start by coming to a plank position. And now you're going to jump your feet forward. And again, coming back to a plank position. Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, lock your perineum, gaze forward and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself expanding beyond body and mind, awareness flowing without boundaries. Keep doing it. Hastadvayam Badva Tamadhye Saranadvayam Udane Eva Bahir Aniya Ataha Nayet Deha Lyulam Ganam Bhavati. You can relax. You can take a few moments to catch your breath. And now we'll move on to Jatyasana. In Jatyasana, come to a standing position. Now bend down. Try to touch your head to your knees. Your hands, your fingers underneath your sole. And now you're going to walk your feet backwards. You're going to walk, repeating the steps. Yes. Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha. Gaze forward, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham and visualize your mind as a luminous witness, accessing memories across lifetimes. Chatyasana. Atha Jatyasanam Vakshet Yena Jatishmaro Bhavet Hastangri Bhumocha Gamanam Tathaha. Now let us move on to the next one. We have a Karana, the Loli Taka Karana. Okay, Nithyanandam. So now let us move on to Loli Taka Karana. In Loli Taka Karana, you're going to be bringing your hands to your chest and then extending your hands and then move your head in all direction. Yes, as you can see here, this is Loli Taka Karana. Now let us move on to the next asana, which is Sarpasana, the serpent pose. Sarpasana, you're just going to be standing straight, firm, your hands by your sides. Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze forward, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize your Kundalini Devi as a coiled, radiant force rising along your spine. This is Sarpasana. Atha Sarpasanam Vakshet Vayupanaya Kevalam Shariram Dandavat Tishtet Rajju Badastu Padayoho. Now let us move on to the next one, which is Ushtra Sadhana Asana. So now bend forward. your head, your forehead touching your knees. Bring your fingers underneath your soles. Yes. So here you're not going to walk, you're just going to remain still. Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze forward. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham and visualize yourself as a camel drawing on inner reserves to endure long challenges without faltering. Uttra Sadanasana. Mushti Kanishtika Pradeshena Bhumo Nidaya Upari Pagatale Samsthapya Ashvavat Shariram Charaniyam Ashva Sanam Bhavati. Now let us move on to the next asana, which is Ashvasana. In Ashvasana, this is the horse pose. So remain in the same position, bend forward and down, your fingers underneath your soles. Now you're gonna walk, you're gonna take small steps imitating the horse motion. Shambhavi Mudra Sahaja Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze forward and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a horse embodying speed, stamina and powerful coordination. Ashvasana. Mushti Kanishtika Pradeshena Bhumo Nidaya Upari Padatale Samsthapya Ashvavat Shariram Charaniyam Ashvasanam Bhavati. Now let us move on to Kapotanikasana. Stand straight. Now you are going to be clasping your hands, interlacing your fingers behind you. And now you're gonna bend your back. Yes. Sahaja Kumbhaka, Parashumudra, Mula Bandha, gaze forward and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself as a soaring bird moving with precision, agility and effortless focus. Kapotanikasana. पादतले भूमो निदाय पृष्ठभागेन हस्तो जङ्गा पर्यन्तं नीत्वा कपोनिकटकं भवति. Now let us move on to the next karana, which is the Tala Pushpa Putam Karana. So in this karana, you are going to be standing tall. Now you are going to be placing the heels together. Make sure there's a three finger gap between the heels and the toes will be pointing outwards. And now bring your hands into the Anjali Mudra in front of you. Now you are going to be lifting the right heel and yes, and making your hands as a lotus while bending on the right side, offering flowers, visualizing that you're offering flowers to Paramashiva's feet. Now come back to the center position, hands in the Anjali Mudra in front of you, and do the same on the other side, on the left side. So we're going to keep repeating this on the same side, offering flowers to Paramashiva's feet. This is Tala Pushpa Putana Karana. Now let us move on to Kadgasana. In Kadgasana, stand tall, your feet together. Yes. So in Kadgasana, you're not going to be wrapping your hands together. You're just going to stand tall, bend forward slightly. Your hands press, the palms pressing against each other. Yes, as you can see here. Now we're going to perform the Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha. Gaze at your nose. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham and visualize yourself as a rhinoceros embodying immense strength, resilience and unwavering focus. Khadgasana. Nuja Sharat Amasanam Kritva Padatal Labhyam Bhumim Avashtabhya Uttishtet Kadugasanam Bhavati. Now let us move on to Uttanothanam. So here it is a dynamic position where you're going to be sitting and standing up. Sitting and standing up. Try not to touch the floor with your hands. Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at your nose. Chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham and visualize yourself rising and sitting with steady strength. Punaha Punaha Utatavyam Ashitavyam Iti Uthano Thanam Bhavati. Now we'll move on to Uchirshaka Asana. So now you're going to be standing tall and you're going to be bringing one foot on your thigh. And you're going to be holding on to the foot. Bend the other knee slightly. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha. Gaze at your nose, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally and visualize yourself as a tall tree firmly grounded through your standing leg. Ekekam Padatalam Kuksho Nidhaya Tishtet Uchirsakam Bhavati. Now let us move on to the next asana, which is Tandavasana. In Tandavasana, now you're going to stand balanced on one leg, grounding firmly. Now you're going to twist your hip inwards and cross the opposite foot in front of the standing leg, keeping the knees bent. Now you're going to raise the hands. Raise the hand of the standing foot with the palm facing outwards. Cross the other hand in front of the chest and tilt the hand downwards, bending at the wrists. And keep the palms facing downwards. Keep your spine tall. Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha. Gaze forward, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as Shiva moving with fierce divine energy. Tandavasana. Pade stitva anya pado adaha peri preritaha tandavaha asanmrigga nityam shivasya tadastitaha. Now let us move on to the next karana, which is the Parshva Janu Karana. In the Parshva Janu Karana, stand tall, point your fingers outside. The knees will be close together, but keep a 3-finger, the heels will be close together, keeping a 3-finger distance. Bend your knees. Now you're going to place the left hand, the left palm on your hip, the fingers pointing towards your belly button. And now you're going to be lifting the right foot, the right knee to your chest and holding on to your onto the knee, and make sure here that you're making a fist with your right hand while holding on to the knee. This is Parshvajanu Karana. Now let us move on to the next asana, which is Dandavasana Parshvantare. Dandavasana on the other side. Dandavasana on the other side. Shambhavi Mudra, continue with the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Mula Bandha, gaze forward, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as Shiva, moving with fierce divine energy. Dandavasana. Pade stitva anya pado adaha pretritah Dandavaha asanmrigga nityam shivasya tadastitahi. Now let us move on to Brahmanasana. In Brahmanasana, you're going to stand tall and you're going to bring one foot to your perineum, your hands by your side. Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze forward and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as Brahman, infinite, unbounded and pure awareness. Brahmanasana. Brahmanasana mavakshe yat kritva brahmano bhavet ekapada muro datva tishtet danda kritir bhuvi. Now let us move on to Brahmanasana, Parshvantare, Brahmanasana on the other side. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, keep your eyes open but gaze inwards. Sahaja Kumbhaka, just breathe in and out normally through your nose. Try to have a gap, try to hold on to your breath in between the breath. Mula Bandha, lock your perineum and gaze forward. Chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Your hands will be by your side, not on your knees. And visualize yourself as Brahman, infinite, unbounded and pure awareness. Brahmanasana. Brahmanasana vakshet yat kritva brahmano bhavet ekapada muror datva tishte danda kritir bhuvit. Now let us move on to Ekapadasana on the other side. So now again you are going to be standing tall. Now you're going to be putting one foot on your thigh. Yes, put one foot on your thigh. Now you're going to be keeping the hands, the arms extended. Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze forward. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize Lord Vishnu within your heart, radiant and serene. Ekapadasana. Dakshadim Vamapadasya Jangopari Nidayacha. Now relax. Let us move on to the next one, which is Ekapadasana Parshvantare. The same asana on the other side. Perform the same asana on the other side. The Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze forward and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize Lord Vishnu within your heart, radiant and serene. Dakshadim Vamapadasya Jangopari Nidayacha Vyaha Panim Janu Pashvo Yoho Sprishtet Kumitarangrina Evam Vidhasana Yatra Tatra Ekantra Yasanam Bhavet. Now let us move on to the next asana, which is Gohi Asana. So Gohi Asana is an inverted asana. If you are on your menstrual cycle, please do not attempt this asana. So now Place your forearm on the ground, interlacing your fingers. Make sure that your elbows are shoulder width apart. Place your head on the floor. Yes. Now you're going to be lifting your hips up. Yes. So in Gohyasana, you are not going to be pointing your feet to the sky. All right. You're just lifting your hips. So we'll continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze at your nose and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself as the serene cow, embodying calmness, patience and steadfast openness. Gohyasana. दो हाथ की कहोनी जोई पुनहि कले जाने दोए पिष्टि अंगुरिया की पुनः जानोए सबा ले भू ऊपर थानो. Now let us move on to Shirsasana. So in Shirsasana, you will come to Gohyasana. And now you're going to be extending your legs up. Your legs will be pointing, your feet will be pointing to the sky. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, gaze at your nose, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. If you have a partner, they can help you, they can try to hold your leg for stability. And visualize your body inverted, a luminous axis of concentrated awareness and vision prana or nectar flowing upwards into the Sahasrara Chakra. Shirsasana. विपरीतं मण्डलं च द्विध्वैव विदितं हि नः दण्डासनं द्विधा प्रोक्तं विपरीतोपवेशने. Now slowly come down. Now let us move on to Podhyasana. In Podhyasana, you are gonna start by sitting, bend your knees. Now you're going to straighten your legs at a 45-degree angle and your hands will be by your side, by your knees. Shambhavi Mudra. Now we have a new Kumbhaka here, which is the Bhastrika Kumbhaka. In Bhastrika Kumbhaka, you're going to forcefully and rapidly inhale and exhale through the nose with equal emphasis on both breaths. Yes. Mula Bandha, lock your perineum, gaze forward, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham and visualize vibrant energy exploding from within, radiating boundless vitality. Podhyasana. दो हाथ पगा बाहर आने गोदा तरे कामकशी थाने अंगुष्ठ पिंगली लगता दारे चरण उभेक आकाश दिशि करे. You can relax. Now let us move on to Parighasana. In Parighasana, again we'll come back to the same position except now your hands will be behind your back. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra and continue with the Bhastrika Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha. Gaze at your third eye, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize your body as the sturdy bar, Parigha, holding steady as a gate, Parighasana. Uttanam Shayanam Kritva Pado Militva Prasarya Nitambam Bhumo Prishtyat Hasthabhyam Kandara Bhatva kumbhakam kritva tishtet parirhasana bhavati. Now let's move on to the next asana, which is Nokasana, the boat pose. So remain in the same position, but now your hands will be on the floor, on the ground. Yes. Shambhavi Mudra, continue with the Bhastrika Kumbhaka, lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze at your third eye, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a mighty bow cutting through the ocean of Maya. See yourself surging through waves of illusion through liberation's shore. This is Nokasana. Uttanam shayanam kritva pado militva prasarya nitambam bhumo prishtyat hastabhyam kandhara bhatva kumbhakam kritva tishtet parirhasanam bhavati. Now let us move on to Rudrasana, the Lord Rudra pose. So now come seated, come to a sitting position. Now you're going to be lifting your feet up, your feet together, your hands underneath your legs, and now you're going to be holding on to the feet with your hands. Balance in this position. Shambhavi Mudra, continue with the Bhastrika Kumbhaka. Mula Bandha, lock your perineum, gaze at your nose and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize yourself embodying Lord Rudra, fierce yet compassionate. Rudrasana. Pagatali samputakari hatasyo paga uchai pagaka anguta dulyo pariri kane talave. Now let us move on to Unmukha Pita Dve. Lie down on your back. Bend your knees. Hands flat on the ground by your side. And lift your hips up. Shambhavi Mudra, keep your eyes open, gaze inwards. Here we'll perform the Murcha Kumbhaka. You're going to be inhaling deeply through the nose. Lock your chin to your chest. And now hold on to your breath. Then slowly exhale through the nose while maintaining the throat lock. Gaze at your nose, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself lifted, hips driving upward like a rising flame, belly open to the sky. Unmukha Pita Dve. Urdhve cha januni kritva shayita urdhva mukkam tatha uptapya hasto tishtet tu pite unmukha namake. Now let us move on to the next asana, which is Shavasana. That is the last asana for today. So lie down flat on your back, your hands by your side, palms facing up. Relax your body. We are going to perform the Shakti Chalana Mudra. Focus on the Muladhara Chakra. Contract the perineum to rouse the Domet Kundalini. Forcefully draw the Apana Vayu, the downward breath, upward with intent. Hold the energy. Hold the energy. Lock your perineum, gaze forward and chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally. Visualize dissolving into the stillness like a peaceful body resting in earth balance. Shavasana. Atha Shavasanam Uttanam Shavayet Bhumo Shayanam tu Shavasanam Shavasanam Shrantiharam Chitta Vishrantikarakam. Now slowly start moving your legs and your hands. Bring your knees to your chest And slowly come to a sitting position. Congratulations, today we have completed another set of 100 asana. Give yourself a round of applause. Congratulations. Yes. So now let us end with the Purna mantra. Place your hands in the Anjali mudra in front of your heart center. Close your eyes, sit straight, and bow down to Swamiji. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space with gratitude for gifting us the Nithyananda Yoga. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagvat Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam Parukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Now let us bow down to Swamiji's Atma Murti. And tomorrow, let us join us again for another set of 100 asanas in the Nithyananda Yoga. We'll be starting at 4 a.m. Eastern African time. So please join us, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you, Nithyanandam.